Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning to you, fellow programmers. How are you today? Welcome to my stream. My name is Fanny Reinders, and today we're gonna be doing a bit more learning on Dapr. I was thinking, for the folks that do not know what Dapr is, we will soon find out. By the way, how is it doing? Where are you? Just let me know in the chat here on the right hand side. If you want to get alerts when I'm live, just on top there's a little heart. Just click it and you can follow me, and you will actually get an alert when I'm live again. So without any further ado, let's get the show rolling. So, good evening again. That was, by the way, our weekly Dutch podcast that you saw now, called SDN Cast. So if you're interested in viewing like a weekly webcast on the news, events, and some demos, please take a look at Thursdays 8:30 CET. That is Thursdays 8:30 CET on twitch.tv/SDNcast. You can check that out. How are you guys doing? Long time. Last week was not a good day, or good week for me at least. But I'm here. I'm here to do some awesome coding with you guys. So obviously last week was packed with Ignite. Microsoft Ignite was launched, was live, obviously for three days in Orlando, Florida, and they launched fantastic things. And I would suggest that you guys go check out the videos that they've launched. Speaking about Azure Arc, a bunch of stuff on .NET Core. There's a bunch of frameworks, and one of which called Dapr that we're going to be trying to look at today. So I was thinking, I don't know Dapr at all. I saw it fly by, I think, mid-October somewhere. And I thought, well, this might be something and this might not be something. So what better place for it to learn here with you guys, and we can learn together about Dapr. Before I go on, actually just want to quickly share my screen. And oh, by the way, about 9 o'clock roughly, actually on 9 o'clock, I would like to quickly register myself for the MVP Summit. And depending how it goes, maybe I'll do it in the stream. Why not? You guys can see how we do these kind of things. And yeah, just for the fun, eh? Obviously, if there's sensitive information, I'm just gonna be splitting the screen or blurring it or something. Quickly doing my roundup for those awesome fellow streamers out there. Number one, Martin van Stam. He's doing Office development, and recently, I think last week, he's been doing Blazor. You know, that's very good. Following in my footsteps. That's very nice. So he's been doing Blazor and Office development mainly. Go check out his live stream. He does sometimes now in the mornings, I would say. Here's his schedule: 6:45. It looks like it mainly in the morning, and then Wednesdays at 8 p.m. CET. So do check out his stream on twitch.tv/Martin van Stam. He's currently hosting the .NET Community Stand-Up, which probably explains why no one is watching right now, but that's fine. That's fine. Second up, for this ad, we've got Gerald Verslees. My buddy Gerald Verslees doing some Xamarin development. I'm not sure where he's every Tuesday at 8:30. So he'll be probably popping in around 8:30 tonight. CST. Is that like 9:30 or 8:30? I'm not sure. So every Tuesday. So he might pop in later. So we, depending on how long we are going, and depending on if you guys find it interesting, we can maybe rate him live on the channel. Hey, there's me. Hey, I have to do like a capuchin. I have to do it's a thing I do. Like, When someone hosts me in Twitch, they call you can just host someone, and when you go to your when that person's dashboard, for instance, you will then see yourself, and also if you see yourself in yourself, the Capuchin is a very good example of it. It just goes in the mount inside, which is quite cool. So I normally just do it like a Capuchin for this. Thank you guys for hosting. This is Jan de Vries. He's doing Azure and .NET. So I'm not entirely sure when he's doing these kind of things, but he's also a streamer. Jan Dev. Go check him out. Twitch.tv/Jan Dev. Last but not least, we've got Source Code. He's now currently hosting Code Rush. Oh, by the way, which is also another awesome channel to check out. He's building interesting stuff all the time. So Source Code, he's on every Monday and Thursdays at 9:30 CET. Dutch representing there. Great, so that is it. I'm going to close these other guys. And then I've been, I spoke about this MVP Global Summit that we'll maybe dive in later on together to see how we can register it. Now, going to the star of the show today, called Dapr, Distributed Application Runtime. Now, what is it? It's an event-driven, portable runtime for building your microservices that can run on any cloud and any edge. That's like marketing speak for this is a runtime that allows you to better write microservices. I've got my own opinion on certain things like service-to-service communication. It depends. Do we need to do that or not? But Dapr really helps in that regard, because if you have service A talking to service B, if you have to talk synchronously to service B, for instance, if service B is down, service A will also be down. So it's kind of a ripple effect. And Dapr kind of helps with the retries in that regard. So it's implementing a sidecar pattern. For those that don't know what the sidecar pattern is, that is actually going to put Dapr on the chat here. And the sidecar pattern. Let's just quickly Google, see if we can get a example. Alright, so let's see where we can go. So here's the example. So you have microservice A, microservice B, and microservice C. Now you have a sidecar that's responsible for the communication. So as far as your microservice is concerned, like the orange, green, blue boxes, they don't really directly speak to microservice B or C or A. They don't directly speak to each other. They just instruct their sidecar to say, please talk to microservice B. No, in this case, microservice A only knows about the sidecar, but it addresses microservice B by a name, for instance. And the sidecar is responsible to hooking up something called a service mesh to kind of resolve what is, for instance, microservice B or C's address during a runtime. And it then resolves the DNS, getting an IP address or whatever, and then executes the path towards microservice B. But the microservice, the calling microservice does not do the calling itself. It outsources the call to the sidecar, which is normally implemented on a different kind of process that's managed. You would typically find this now in Dapr or this something. In yesterday's, not yesterday's stream, last week's stream, I spoke about what was that again? Where's the videos? I'm not going to capture myself. That's just mean. Convey. So yesterday's, not yesterday. Come on. So Convey does the same thing. So Convey also has a runtime, or it's more like a framework, but it allows you to build these kind of sidecar patterns in your solution. So yeah, we're going to be learning a lot of sidecar stuff today. So I'm very excited to get this going. very, very excited. So let's see. We're gonna go together. You guys can go to Dapr, Dapr.io with me, and then we can learn together, and then we can post our questions and our like feedback. Do it on the chat, and then we can be awesome together. So getting started. Let's see what happens. Blah blah blah. Core concept. So it's called building blocks, which are a collection of components that implements a distributed capabilities such as pub/sub, state management, resource binding, and distributed tracing. Yet again, looking back at Convey, it's kind of the same thing. And components, they encapsulate the implementation of the building blocks. So in the one hand, you've got building blocks, and the other hand, you have got components, which are the implementations of the building block. So if I can read this correctly, you have a pub/sub, which is a building block, and a component can be a implementation of a building block, for instance, a service bus or Redis, which can be that's implementation. All right, so Dapr concepts. Let's see what they say here. Okay, so there are other concepts that we also need to learn here. So a binding. So a binding provides a bidirectional connection to an external cloud or on-premise service. Interesting. Dapr allows you to invoke external service through the standard Dapr API binding and allows your application to be registered by events sent by the connected service. So this reminds me of the kind of lambdas that you have in the cloud. Like Azure Functions is a good example. We have bindings. So for instance, if you hook up into binding, for instance, a storage file binding, or a queue binding. Oh no, that's triggers actually. Bindings is something different. So you can actually just expect these parameters in your function. So it will just be there, provided to you. I think. Let's actually go to bindings and see what it is. So using bindings can trigger your app with events coming from external systems. Interesting. So it depends on what you implement. So invoking external systems. Bindings allow for on-demand, event-driven compute scenarios. Cool, I would say. I would say that is perfectly cool. And remove blah blah blah. And what bindings do we have here? So we have a lot of bindings. Okay, well, it's all experimental. We live on the edge, don't we? Kafka, RabbitMQ, all these good stuff. Awesome. All right, so we have building blocks that we've mentioned already. Okay, so this is the building blocks. So it's kind of a spec. So service to service invocation, state management, pub/sub, resource bindings, actors. Those are all, I think, components, isn't it? Or building blocks. Distributed tracing, pub/sub messaging, service invocation, secrets, state, etc. Now there's actors as well. Now actors, for the guys that do not know what actors are, is an isolated independent unit of compute and state with a single threaded execution. Now what that means is like a hand with fingers. Each finger representing an actor. So it can do a job independently from the hand, or even independently from each other. So each of the finger is an instance of a finger, right? And they can do work separately from each other. So that's my analogy of the actor. It's not an actor that you see on HBO, for instance, but that's kind of the best way I can explain it, you know? So we'll probably have to dig into this stuff once we're there. So let's see. The Dapr can run locally or in Kubernetes. We can recommend starting a local setup before Dapr concepts and familiarize yourself with Dapr CLI. I must actually slow down with talking. For the folks that just joined us, we're actually investigating Dapr because Moi has seen Dapr being launched at Ignite, and I'm interested to see how this works. So come, join us. Let's see how it works. Oops, I think I broke my chair. Okay, so let's once Dapr is installed, continue with the Hello World example. So I think what we should do is we should go to the Hello World example, which is this guy. Just have to install the CLI. So let's quickly install the CLI. I like this kind of commands, you know, when they have to say, here's a script, it just works. Let's follow it and test their theory, you know. Let's bring up the terminal. Go to, let's make a directory. Do I have a directory here? Yes, I actually do. Make the Dapr stuff. Make that. If it was Dutch, it would have kind of worked, I think. Dapr stuff. Right, so I think let's execute this command. So what this command will do, it's not scary. It just tells PowerShell to go and download it from this URI. So this, if we would have invoked this URI manually, we will get a PowerShell script. So it's nothing scary. Well, if you can read PowerShell, you probably can figure out some of these things, but it's basically telling PowerShell to run that script. I need to have set execution policy stuff here. Execution policy, remote signed, scope, current user. Okay, can we do that? Cool. It's downloading. So in the meanwhile, while it's busy downloading, I don't know how long it will take. Let me know. Should I stop doing Dapr, or should I carry on with the normal stuff, being fiddling around with Blazor, which we'll get to. I kind of today I was a bit torn between two roads because I've been working on Armor, which is a ARM tool, like an Azure Resource Manager tool chain that allows you to build Azure infrastructure as code, which ends up as Azure JSON, you know, ARM JSON, but you can build it in C#. It's great, it kind of works. For the folks that has followed a few episodes, will notice that it's brilliant. You can do it in C#. When you compile, it just spits out that JSON. The cool thing about that is, the nice thing about C# is it's a language for developers. They know you don't have to learn YAML or whatever, or HCL of HashiCorp. But the thing is you can apply like static analysis to that language, and also it's strongly typed. You cannot mess it up. I learned that at Pulumi, our friends at Pulumi has came up with a similar concept, which is great. You know, why build something if you can just use it? They have, if you go to pulumi.com, they have, okay, first of all, multi-cloud support, but also it's language agnostic. So they have an idea of using the language that you love. In this case, let's choose Azure. You can do it in TypeScript, JavaScript. Let's just go to the next step. So this is TypeScript. We have to go to the next step again. So this is the implementation in TypeScript, like a storage account, for instance. In JavaScript, it's kind of similar. Python. And look at that. C#. That's awesome stuff. That is awesome stuff. So that means we can run this code. I don't think it will spit out an Azure. It won't spit out an Azure artifact for Azure Resource Manager. It will actually go ahead and deploy these things, as far as I understand. So I'll get some of the guys from Pulumi maybe on the show to give us a demo. I think that's cool. If you would like that, give me a thumbs up in the chat so that we can organize these kind of things. So anyway, enough ranting. Alright, where was I? So I was here on try to add Dapr, blah blah blah. Okay, so Do I have Dapr? Really? Dapr CLI? Dapr init? Should I close and start it again? There we go, that's Dapr. I had to close it and open it up again. I don't know why. In any case. Let's see. Alright, so we have serverless runtime hyperscale distributed systems. Awesome. Oh, by the way, let's not rant again. Alright, so we have the Dapr installed. cd Dapr stuff. And let's go to this hello world example. That's in JavaScript though. I have to kind of get my JavaScript skills up and running again. So let's do it. There's more samples. Hello Kubernetes, the Stewart Calculator. Ooh. This is a nice one. This is a very nice one. Look at this. So this is now a more like advanced one. We have a cluster in Kubernetes, and then given that you have a calculator, so if you open up the calculator, for instance, each divide times minus plus and I think equals is a microservice. So they've got this whole thing, and then when you go 1 plus 1, it actually calls the plus microservice with the 2 parameters. It's quite cool. But we'll probably get to that in a second. This pops up. What is there more? Bindings, functions, and CADA. Okay, so let's go for the hello world one that we had. Actually, let's just clone this and get it over with. Git clone. Nice. I'm vibrating. Right, so let's clear the screen. See where we are at. So does this work if I go Explorer? Or actually, we should just go and say code dot. My favorite command is code. Okay, so we've got samples, we've got hello world. I actually want to follow the examples. Explorer dot. So hello world. Okay, read me. Let's go into hello world. So this tutorial will demonstrate how Dapr running locally on your machine will be deploying a Node.js app. Hopefully I've got Node installed. That subscribes to order messages and persists them. The following architecture diagram illustrates the components that will make up the sample. Okay, so a person or something, an actor, not that actor, but something is getting the order endpoint or posting a new order. Ooh, this is not RESTful. Come on, new order. My eyes. Any case. Oh, by the way, I forgot. Islaw with trademark. Thank you so much for the follow. 4 hours ago. Wow. Actually forgot to mention you. Sorry. But thank you very much. Islaw with trademark. Thank you very much. Hopefully you're watching. If you're not, come. Let's learn some Dapr. For the folks that's maybe a bit confused, Dapr, you get another Dapr called Dapper, which is a kind of a mapping framework. Not to be confused with Dapr, with this runtime thing. I actually almost read this as Dapr, which is something totally different. Trust me, you don't want to know. Okay, so here's application. It runs on this Dapr runtime. You've got some node code and you've got state management that goes out to the state stores. So what we'll need is we've got Docker, Node.js, and Postman, which is optional. We'll use VS Code for that. Okay, we have the samples. In the app.js, you will find an Express application which exposes a few routes. First, let's take a look at this state URL, which is this. When we use a Dapr CLI, it creates an environment variable which default to 3500. We'll be using this in step 3. I'm going to actually fix this new order. I don't like it. So when we expose the endpoint, it will receive a handle, new order messages, first log the incoming message, then persist the order ID to our Redis store by posting a state array to state endpoint. Okay, so we chose to avoid this approach. Okay, let's maybe read. Let's all read. When using a Dapr CLI, it creates an environment variable, blah blah blah. Okay. Let's see the new order handler. So it has a post that has a bunch of things. So what it will do, it will get the data that you post. It will get the order ID from the data, and then it will go and create a state. In this case, it's an order that will be persisted. Then it will fetch. This is strange. Fetch. Probably execute. State URL. Okay, that posts it to the Redis cache. Here we're exposing an endpoint that will receive and handle a new order messages. First we log the incoming message, and then we persist the order ID to our Redis store by posting the state array to the state endpoint. Alternatively, we could have persisted our state by simply returning it with our response object. We chose to avoid this approach, as it doesn't allow us to verify our message is successfully persisted. Alright, so install the dependencies. npm install will install Express and body parser. So let's quickly do that. I think it's hello. Is it hello? What's in here? Samples, cd samples, hello. Okay, 1. Who names the directory 1? npm, do I have npm? Really? I don't have npm installed. Come on, node. Let's install node. Which one? Probably this one. I'm sorry folks, I didn't know. I don't have Node. I never use Node. Who uses Node anyway? Obviously someone else. In any case, let's install Node. Accept all the responsibilities. And I'm just going to skip that for now. Now this music is a bit abstracted. Abstraction music. Cool. Hopefully Node is installed. But yet again, I think this won't work, so I have to go out again and I've got in again. It's a bit silly. cd the sandbox, Dapr stuff, samples 1. That's actually handy, the numbers. npm install. Cool. Added 55 packages from 41 contributors and audited 165 packages. Found 0 vulnerabilities. Awesome. Awesome stuff. Alright, so we did install run Node.js app with run Node.js app with Dapr. So Dapr run app ID my node port. Okay, then we run node. Okay, so this is a bit weird. So let's execute this. No, that's not what I. Why is it? No, come on. Copy. Running now. Dapr run with this app ID my node and port 3000, and app port is 3000. App ID is my node, and I'm running Dapr on port 3500. Then I'm executing node app.js. Starting Dapr ID my node, HTTP port 35 and gRPC port. Ooh. Dapr D not found. That's not what I was expecting. Interesting. Okay, this is where I get stuck. Dapr run. Okay. Run this. Dapr D executable file not found. Missing path. Dapr D. Okay, that's interesting. Why is Dapr D the Dapr daemon? Is that not in the path? Something's calling me a... Dapr D. Dapr D. Okay. Why do I always have to be the one that has problems? Let's see what they say. Issue hello world blah blah blah. Hopefully this is fixed. Okay. Expected behavior, actual behavior. I get this error. So steps to reproduce. Okay, just get me. Is Dapr D present in it? If not, please run Dapr init. Okay. Dapr init. Now this should be in the documentation. Come on. It downloads again. Can you see? So if you just joined us, welcome. My name is Fani Rangers and we're checking out Dapr. Recently launched by Microsoft, its application runtime for building scalable, elastic microservices that can run anywhere. Anywhere meaning your edge or the cloud. Or locally, but you have to run Dapr init first. But yes, we are checking it out. Right, so let's try that again. My soul, I've got Dapr running, allow access. Got so many things happening. Okay, so now it's now listening on port 3000. Okay, I'm just allowing access. Could not connect. Okay, that's weird. So something else is also up. Okay, so let's post my messages. Do I need to install something else? Because I don't have... This is not working. Failed. Redis pipe. This is not working though. Try this again. Okay, so port 3000. So let's go to localhost 3000. Cannot get whatever you want to get. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. See, this won't work because if I... Okay, let's do this with... let's assume that it's working, right? So we have the sample. If we post this, what do we get? Oh, by the way, this extension, it's called REST Client on VS Code. It's awesome. It allows you to do like a post-manage things in VS Code. Or if you have an .http file, it will allow you to do like REST calls. So in my case, it's not working. What's happening? Oh, there we go. So send request. Okay. What has happened? So failed to persist state. What? State not found. So obviously something is not really working, right? What is happening here? So let's see. The docs is a bit undescriptive. Look at this state machine. And port 3000. New order, what do we have here? So we've got these things. Components, okay, here we go. So Redis, this component. Okay, interesting. So we've got components. The Redis component, the state store, type is state.redis. Other one is popsub.redis. So we have got state.redis. All right. So here, okay. So let's start here. This is where everything goes. So we have got Dapr. Dapr port that. So does this mean that Dapr then somehow parses this? Because why do I need Docker then? What is the point? We're missing a step here, I think. So let's follow the instructions. Okay, prerequisites, install Docker, which I have. Windows, Mac and bind releases, we have that. Dapr init, which we've done. Okay, install Dapr on a Kubernetes cluster. No thank you, not now. Helm, okay. Okay, but this is not what I want. What do you want, sir? Well, I want Dapr to work. Well, is that so? Okay. Git clone, we'll find express. First look at, okay, the state URL. When we use Dapr, it creates an environment variable for the Dapr, which is 3000. Using it in step 3 to post messages. Okay, Dapr port most probably. So if Dapr port is not there, it uses 3500. This cannot connect to Redis. Maybe I must run Redis in a container. They don't say anything about containers here. They say I need Docker, but there's not really instructions. Am I missing something? I'm always missing something. Dapr can be run either in standalone or Kubernetes modes. Running Dapr runtime in standalone modes allows you to develop Dapr applications in your local environment, which I want, and deploy them blah blah blah. For example, develop Dapr in standalone mode and deploy them in any Kubernetes cluster. Okay. To see the Dapr has been installed successfully, from a command prompt run docker ps and check that. Okay, now we need this. We need to say docker ps. There's no containers running. And check that the Dapr IO Dapr latest and Redis container images are both running. So let's say Dapr init. It's downloading stuff again for some reason. Making a jump to hyperspace. Cool. We're just waiting for the binaries to be downloaded. I think it's ETA 20 minutes before the MVP summit opens up live on the stream. Then we can go and register ourselves. Okay, Dapr is up and running. So look, docker ps, also that's not working. Dapr is up and running, which is not right. Okay, so I need to do like a docker run that. Really? Image operating system Linux cannot be used on this platform. What do we have? Do we have Docker for Windows, or what do we have here? Let's just switch to Linux. Why not? I don't know why it was on Windows, by the way. Looks like I had some drop bits. Okay. Still starting up. You can't see because it's kind of behind me. Still starting up. Okay, just waiting. Okay, looks like it's working, so go. Unable to find it locally. Now it can download the layers, which is cool. Now that will run it. Okay, how do we run this again? Docker run. Really? Oh my soul. Wait. Dapr Docker. Oh, okay, well, let's try this again now with Dapr init. Maybe it will work now with Linux containers. Because I was on Windows containers. Yeah. I'm just gonna dance while it's downloading. Yo. Oh my soul. Actually change the lights a bit. Make myself red. that's cool. Oh, I can actually do the flash thing. Cool. Okay, it's running. Let's return to normal. Let's return to normal. Docker PS. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. That is what I'm looking for. So by the way, pro tip, use Linux containers, not Windows containers. Then it will work. So now, Dapr run. It's working. So now let's go again here to a little example. Send request. Okay, we've got okay. Can you believe it? Hey, another one. Let's do a order ID foo. And we've got foo back. Awesome stuff. I think that's a cappuccino. Nice. That's cool. It makes me happy. So what is happening here on the background? So we've got. So we need to have Docker. That's a given. So we need to have Docker. That's so it's probably using type state Redis host, which is this localhost 6379, and I'm sure if we take a look at Docker PS, this container is running, which is Redis. Oh my soul, who is this? TH, yeah, there. Wait, who is this? There, I have no idea how to say your name. There, 4LR3D3Y3. Thank you for the follow, I guess. That's awesome. Thank you very much. I'll give you a cappuccino for that. Thank you for the name. I have no idea how to say your name. Let me know with like phonetics in the chat. Maybe I can get it right, because I wanna get it perfectly right for my followers. Don't have much though, but thank you. Appreciate it. See if I can make it out. But do try to give me in the chat like phonetically how do I say your name, because it's like 3s and 4s and small letters and rah. If you just join us, we are actually checking out Dapr, which is a cool. Okay, 3E and 4A. Haha. Okay. Okay, obviously. There. Wait, let me see this. I'm gonna spell this. I'm old school. Let's go to Notepad. Oh, by the way, you can now zoom in Notepad. Ooh, that's cool. So let's see. THEREALR EDEYE. The real red eye. Oh my soul. Check this out. The real red eye. Thank you so much, The Real Red Eye. It's an amazing name. I will definitely remember that. Big shout out to you. And welcome. Welcome to you and the other 6 guys that are watching this. Yeah, so in any case, getting back to what I'm doing. So I'm doing a bit of Dapr. It's quite cool. So it has it's an application model, or application runtime rather, that takes components and it sort of lights them up. And I'm checking out how this works. So I've got a Hello World sample, which I actually should post in the chat. Where's this samples? This is the one I'm busy looking at. Take a look at that one. That's the direct link to it. and follow along. Let me just see. Okay, so what do we have here? We have okay, so it obviously calls out to the v1 of the state object, and that's state store, I suppose. Because how does it know? I like to get under the things to see how this works. Because how does it know state? How is state implemented? State.redis, okay, that's the name, or the type rather. And that's called state store. How does it relate to that? I have no idea. So maybe we should go to the docs for this. Dapr docs. There we go. Quick starts and samples. I'm a bit overwhelmed. Concepts. Okay, that's the concepts we've been to. How-tos. Oh, wait. Set up a state store. So Dapr integrates with the existing database to provide apps with state management for CRUD operations. Alright. So this is the container, this is the component file. It's a component. It is state store. Aha. So the type is state dot something. Okay, so this is how it works. The type of the database is determined by the type field, and the things like connection strings and other metadata are put in the metadata section. Even though you can put plain text secrets in there, I recommend using a secret store. Cool. So in this case, I can imagine that state. So what happens if I do state.cosmos? Will it then also go to Cosmos? The state? I have no idea. I'm also just asking for a friend. I have no idea. But that's interesting. So here, same thing. You've got state.azure.cosmos.db. So let's actually try this on Cosmos DB. So we'll create a Cosmos YAML. Let's do that. Let's go to components. We'll create a file, Cosmos YAML. We'll just stick this in there, right? So this is the state. So we'll use this as, what is this called? The state store. Let's call this awesome state store. All right. We'll keep the state.azure.cosmos.db in there. URL replace with your, probably the URL of your Cosmos DB. So let's do that. Portal.azure.com. Oh, actually, you know what? I've got a local instance. Cause Storage Explorer or Cosmos. Ooh, don't I have Cosmos DB locally? Cosmos DB local. Cosmos DB emulator. We need to get that. Because otherwise we're gonna be doing a bunch of things, man. Ooh. Cool. Oh, downloading stuff. I need to okay. Back normal. Alright, accept and install. So just quickly launching the Cosmos DB emulator. So otherwise I have to go to Azure and provision Cosmos DB. And it's tedious. I don't want to be tedious right now. I want to be doing Dapr. That's what I want to be doing right now. So Cosmos DB is open. But not started yet. It's not started yet. Cosmos DB. Cosmos DB emulator. No, it's not. Do I need to okay. Open Data Explorer. It's not working. Let's try again. Cosmos DB emulator. Why is it not working? Nothing works. Okay, that explains it. So let's run it on the... which is weird. No, it's not running. It's not. Exit. Go away. There we go. Maybe it just took a while to start. I don't know. Nope, does not work. I'm gonna quickly see what's happening here. This is like so not... What? Should we maybe reinstall this thing? I have no idea. So let's try that. Let's go to downloads. I guess. Install, yeah, it is installed. I don't know what you want from me. Bloody Windows. Okay, running on Windows now. There we go. Done. Command line interface. Certificate store. This is not a... This won't work though. Really? Where does it install this thing? Program files, Cosmos emulator. Can't even find it. C program files, Cosmos DB emulator. What's the problem? Let's go in here. Cosmos. Alright, this is interesting. What? Start. Just want to start Cosmos DB. That's all I want to do, like locally. Okay, let's just do it like this then. Come on. But that just starts that. It does not explain why I cannot get to it. That port is maybe blocked or something. Okay. Let's go to help again. I don't know, this thing does not work. Okay, so let's try this. Port. I don't know, port 5000, I guess. Do I need a Storage Explorer for this? Because that would make sense. Me is not working. So what I'll maybe try and do is getting the storage emulator. Emulator. Let's see if this maybe works. Yeah, okay, whatever, just... These things are not really friendly. Let's start the emulator, maybe it will work then. Okay. It starts and stops the whole time. Okay, I have to say start. Well. I don't know if it's dependent, but okay. Now I want to start Cosmos DB. Please just work. Come on, run as administrator. Let's just reset all the information. I had this working once. What's happening? Could have just got another instance now, you know? Cosmos DB local. Let's see what I'm missing. Oh, by the way, let's see if this is open yet. AVP Summit. Where do I go? Where do I register? Ooh, where do I register now? I have no idea. We'll take a look at that later. Download and release notes. So how do I do this? It doesn't work though. Local Cosmos instance does not work. We have a problem. Just used to work, man. Come on. Okay, come on. Port already in use. No, that's amazing. Can we now say 5,000? Will it just work? What? Oh, maybe I should say port equals. What? How's that really in use? Come on. $10251 is already in use. Direct ports. 1001, I think. Okay, let's make it 50,000. Let's say this. Let's make it 5,000 and something. 5,000. 50,001. I don't know, just like spitballing, yeah. 50,002. 50,003. Oh, that's 3 and 4. And kind of that kind of does a trick. Hopefully. No, it does not do the trick. I am really like, why this doesn't work? Come on. Does this work in... let's see if this works. Let's Docker it, man. I'm basically stuck between a Windows one and a Linux one. Cosmos Master Service. There's two that's running here. Oh, wait a sec. Cosmos, where are you? Okay, so let's try this again. Okay, let's uninstall it. And reinstall it. That usually works for me. I don't want to reboot. Ain't gonna happen, man. What? I have no idea. Let's just use Azure. Because... alright, so where were we? We have to figure out why the thing does not want to work. So let's see. We have got the wrong tenant here. We'll quickly switch directory to... I think it's to my one. Got sandbox going here, so let's quickly create a Cosmos DB instance in Azure. Okay, so let's say Barney test probably will be taken. Oh, it's not actually. That's cool. Let's leave it at SQL. Blah blah blah. Location is West Europe, which is this one. Disable all the other stuff, networking, moi. That's great. And this should now create a... Okay, go, do it. You should now go and create a an Azure DB or Cosmos DB. You're waiting for it to install. Okay, while that's doing it, let's quickly check out what's happening on the AVP's site. Because I'm a bit nervous. How can I register? Because there's no link here. Let me quickly check something else out. Inbox. Yeah, okay. Alright. I will do that in a sec. Because I think it's NDA. Really? Do we need my... Where's my ID? Come now. This is so silly. I will do that in a second because I think time is running out here anyway. Hi Martin, Martin from Stum, my buddy. I was just talking about him. Do you think I can do the registration on stream? Because go on. Do you think I can do it on stream? Do you think it's NDA? They don't say anything like that here. I don't want to lose my MVP because of this. Mr. Let's see. Business email. Let's just do that same one. Over. Oh, that's not right. Is Control C not working? There we go. Let's do that. Okay, so I'm not vegan. Budget contact. Just quickly filling in the quickly get. Hold on. I think that's the number. Well, that should be +31. I'm not a government official, and I give my permission. Submit. Guest information. I'm bringing a guest. I'm not bringing a guest. Submit. No, it's not my first time. You will attend optional 3-day March 15th. March 15th. Where's March 15th? So March 15th is Sunday. Of course I will then be joining it because I will go on Saturday. Yeah, let's go yes. Hotel? No. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I have to share my room. I would like to not share my room, so which is fine. Courtyard. Do it now. Okay. How does this? I booked Hampton Saturday to Saturday. I think I'll do the same thing. Saturday to Saturday. Hampton Hampton Inn, it was quite nice at the Hampton Inn. I think it's the cheapest option anyway. The 3rd, the 12th to the 20th, the 14th to the 20th. Well, Saturday to the Saturday. Two beds or one bed? Oh, that's Bellevue. 14th to the 12th, one bed, 50%. I don't want to share though. Well, okay, let's just pick one bed. 12 to the okay. Room costs. Single room. Check-in date. So let's go from the 14th. We check in. We're checking out. Are you going to 14th to the 22nd? But I cannot go there, so maybe we'll just do the 14th to the 20th. For now. Oh, let's check in. So 14th, check out. Yes. 21st. Blah blah blah. I don't have my credit card with me now. Darn it. Darn it. Let's leave this space open. I have no idea what my credit card is. I have to come back on that one. Because I have to go downstairs for that, and I don't have it now. Maybe I do. I don't have my credit card, can you believe it? Oh, in any case. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I'm back. I've got my credit card. Okay, I just want to quickly book this thing. Da-da-da. What? An error has occurred processing the request. Come on. Let's try again. Oh, I cannot do that one. 2 bits. One bit, 2 bits, doesn't really matter, right? Really? Do I? Okay, so I need to book to the 20th. So let's see. Let's try this again. And that should be... That is. Yeah, oh, it's exactly on my card, man. Come on. Oh. Silly me. Do that. I think that's the... Okay, I think that works. Alright, so now I've booked up until Friday. I think I must probably change it again. I will change it later. I think it's important now just to get it working, you know. Thank you, Martin, getting into that. All right, so we have liftoff. So I've just registered for MVP Summit, which is next year March, and we'll see if we can get some live coding going on there. So in the meanwhile, our Cosmos DB was rolling. Let's go to connectivity. Okay, so this is this one. And they say the URL is this one. I know it's like I'm just gonna kill this when I'm done. Master key, which is probably the primary key. Okay, and database. Funny test. Funny test, I think. And then we have containers items. So let's just go to items then. Items. We'd save that. So if I go to, I think this again. Okay, and I could do a sample post. Okay, which is fine. Does this now... Doesn't look like it's adding anything here. Maybe refresh the whole thing. Doesn't look like it posted anything here. Oh, you see, I should have probably tell it. State. Now what does that mean? Okay, okay. Let's go see. Which is the state URL? Is this one? Fetch. Okay, I need to somehow tell. Okay, so I think I'm missing a part here. Okay, that we can close down. Close, close, close. I was following this one, so we have this. Okay, maybe I should say Dapr init. So while that's downloading, okay, so let's see what will happen if I go Dapr run. Does this look right? How does it know that Cosmos? You don't know. So send request. Okay. I'm just curious to see how this will work because, okay, I've closed the port thingy. We've got no items in there. So how do I actually hook it on top of the items? Because replace the Redis YAML with the Cosmos YAML file above. Okay, so okay, but I want to run this locally in my, because kubectl is a Okay. Does that mean I can just go kubectl cosmos YAML? Does that mean I can do that? I doubt I can. I mean, like this, components. Oops. Can I just do that? Will it work? I doubt it. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Components get timeout, no connection to be made because they refused it. Docker. Okay, let's just install Docker on Kubernetes. I don't think this will be needed, but fine. Okay. Maybe I should investigate Dapr H again. Run, publish, send, stop, uninstall. Set up Dapr in Kubernetes or standalone mode. That's H.
Yo, what's going on?
Hey, there we go. Error initializing state store. State store not found. Okay. Alright, that's I don't need this this thing. So run in the background, you can just go away. So why? What's wrong here? We have the URL, which is pretty much, I think, that. Master key database is that, collection is items. When we run it, error initializing state store, database funny test for Cosmos DB state store not found. Okay. That's what I have. Right, that's my database. Oh, maybe it's not the database.
Yo, what's going on?
Okay, so to-do list is the database. Does that count? So this is to-do list. There we go. That's much better. Now it will work. Let's just let's run the app. And initializing to-do list for what? To-do list. That's the container and that's the collection. To-do list. Is it like to-do list? Is it
What's going on?
okay? Something. Okay. So let's try this. Send request. Failed to proceed state. Because nothing ain't here. Nothing is happening here. Okay, let's maybe start over. What do we have here? We have a add container. Let's call this container a
Maybe you were wrong for the first time.
state. Let's just call this state. Our database ID and then values. Test. Okay, so state and values. State and values. So this one here is state and values. Let's try that again. Looks fine. Failed to persist state. I'll come down in a sec. One second. I'm back. Hello. Okay, so I need to go. I've got a 911. That's like code word for baby stuff. We will continue this on a later stage. Let me see where I left off. There is no one there. Alright, so guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This is, it's almost like bedtime for me, 10 to 10. Thank you so much for joining. Until next time, I think Thursday night is the next stream. And yeah, just hit that follow button and you will be notified. I need to go, unfortunately, but thank you very much for stopping by. Cheers.